Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we invite you to relax, listen, and learn with a timeless story. It's a tale about two very different characters who decide to have a race. This is the story of the tortoise and the hare. Once upon a time, in a beautiful green forest filled with tall trees and colorful flowers, lived many animals. They lived together in harmony. The birds sang sweet songs in the morning. The squirrels busily collected nuts, and the deer drank cool water from the clear stream. Among all these animals, there was one who was famous throughout the forest. His name was Leo the Hare. Leo was known for one thing: his incredible speed. He was the fastest creature anyone had ever seen. His legs were long and powerful, and when he ran, he looked like a streak of white lightning flashing through the trees. Leo was very, very proud of his speed. In fact, he was more than proud. He was arrogant. He loved to show off. Every morning, he would run from one end of the forest to the other in just a few minutes. He would boast to anyone who would listen. "Look at me," he would say to the squirrels. "Can you run this fast? Of course not. You are too slow." He would tell the deer, "Your running is graceful, but my running is powerful. I am the champion of this forest." The other animals often felt annoyed by Leo's constant boasting. They respected his talent, but they did not like his pride. He made them feel small and slow. He never had a kind word for anyone who wasn't as fast as him. He believed that being fast was the most important thing in the world. Now, in the same forest, there also lived a tortoise named Sheldon. Sheldon was the complete opposite of Leo. He was slow, calm, and very patient. He carried his heavy shell on his back everywhere he went. He moved one step at a time, slowly and deliberately. He never rushed. Sheldon was also very wise. While Leo was busy running and boasting, Sheldon would spend his time observing the world around him. He noticed the tiny details, the way a spider spun his web, the color of a mushroom after the rain, the sound of the wind whispering through the leaves. He understood that there was more to life than just being fast. He was kind and humble, and all the animals liked and respected him for his gentle nature. One sunny afternoon, Leo was boasting again, louder than ever, near the riverbank. "I am unbeatable," he declared. "No one in this forest or any forest can ever beat me in a race. I challenge anyone." Most animals just rolled their eyes and continued with their day. But then, a calm, quiet voice spoke up. "I will race you." Everyone turned in surprise. The voice belonged to Sheldon the tortoise. He was standing there, looking at Leo with a calm and steady gaze. Leo the hare burst out laughing. It was a loud, mocking laugh. You want to race me?" He chuckled, wiping a tear from his eye. "Sheldon, that is the funniest joke I have ever heard. You are the slowest creature in the entire forest. A race between us wouldn't be a race, it would be a joke." The other animals were shocked. They admired Sheldon's courage, but they also felt worried for him. They knew he couldn't possibly win. Sheldon did not get angry. He did not feel embarrassed. He simply looked at Leo and said, "Your words are as fast as your feet, Leo, but boasting doesn't win a race. Action does. Are you brave enough to accept my challenge, or are you only good at talking?" Leo's pride was hurt. He stopped laughing. He felt that his honor was being questioned. "Brave enough? Of course I am. Fine, I accept your challenge. You slow old tortoise. We will have a race tomorrow morning. The finish line will be the big oak tree on top of the hill. I will show you and everyone else what real speed is." Sheldon simply nodded. "I will be there," he said. and slowly walked away. The next morning, the entire forest gathered to watch the great race. The atmosphere was electric with excitement. Leo the Hare was stretching his long legs, looking confident and smug. He winked at the crowd. Sheldon the Tortoise was quietly waiting at the starting line, his face calm and focused. An old owl gave the signal. Ready, set, go! In a flash, Leo was gone. He shot off like an arrow from a bow. A cloud of dust was the only thing left behind. The animals cheered loudly for his incredible speed. Within a minute, he was just a tiny white dot in the distance. Sheldon, on the other hand, started his journey with one slow step, then another and another. He moved with the same steady, unhurried pace he always used. Some of the younger animals giggled. "He will never win," they whispered. But Sheldon didn't hear them. He was in his own world, focused on his own race. His only thought was, one step at a time, just keep moving forward.
Meanwhile, Leo had run so far ahead that he couldn't even see the starting line anymore. He reached the halfway point of the race in no time. He looked back. There was no sign of Sheldon. "Huh," Leo thought to himself, feeling very pleased. "I told them this isn't a race. I have already won." He felt a little bored. The sun was warm, and the path ahead went through a field of soft green grass. He saw a large shady tree. "You know what?" he thought. "I am so far ahead that slow tortoise will take hours to get here. I have plenty of time for a little nap. A champion like me deserves a rest." Feeling extremely confident, Leo found a comfortable spot under the tree, lay down, and closed his eyes. In just a few moments, he was fast asleep, dreaming of his great victory. Hours passed. The sun moved across the sky. Sheldon the Tortoise kept walking, step after step after step. He felt tired. His legs ached, and his shell felt heavier than ever. The sun was hot on his back. He saw the long road ahead, and for a moment, he felt a wave of doubt. Maybe Leo was right, a small voice in his head whispered. Maybe this is impossible. But then, he remembered why he started. He wasn't racing to beat Leo. He was racing to prove that persistence matters. He took a deep breath, pushed the doubt away, and focused on the next step. Slow and steady, he reminded himself. That is my way. He walked past the field of green grass, and there, under a shady tree, he saw Leo, sleeping soundly. Sheldon looked at the sleeping hare. He didn't feel angry or triumphant. He just felt a quiet determination. He didn't stop to rest. He didn't make a sound. He just continued on his path, one slow, steady step at a time. Much later, Leo the Hare finally woke up. He stretched and yawned. "What a wonderful nap," he said. He looked up at the sun. It was already late in the afternoon. "Oh, I've slept for a long time," he realized. "But it doesn't matter. That tortoise is probably still near the starting line." He stood up and looked towards the finish line on top of the hill. But what he saw made his heart stop. A crowd of animals was gathered around the big oak tree. They were cheering. And slowly, very slowly, a small, familiar figure was about to cross the finish line. It was Sheldon. A feeling of pure panic washed over Leo. "No, it can't be!" he screamed. He began to run as fast as he could. He was a blur of white, faster than he had ever run before. But it was too late. Just as Leo was halfway up the hill, Sheldon the Tortoise took his final, slow step across the finish line. The forest erupted in cheers. The animals lifted Sheldon onto their shoulders. He was the winner! He had done the impossible. Leo arrived breathless and exhausted. He stared in disbelief. He couldn't understand. How did you win? He panted, looking at the calm tortoise. I am so much faster than you. Sheldon looked down at Leo with kindness in his eyes. You are fast, Leo, he said gently. Your speed is a great gift, but you were too confident and you stopped. I am slow, but I was steady and I never gave up. Leo the Hare felt a deep sense of shame. For the first time, he understood. He had lost not because he was slow, but because he was arrogant and careless. And so, the story of the tortoise and the hare became a legend in the forest. From that day on, Leo the Hare was still the fastest animal, but he was no longer arrogant. He learned to respect others, no matter how slow they were. The moral of the story is, slow and steady wins the race. This doesn't just mean that being slow is better than being fast. It means that consistency, patience, and perseverance are often more important than natural talent alone. It teaches us that it's not about how fast you start, but about the determination to keep going, step by step, without giving up. No matter how big the challenge is, if you keep moving forward with a steady heart, you can achieve incredible things. Thank you for joining us for this story. We hope it has brought you a moment of peace and inspiration on your English learning journey. Remember that learning a language is like the tortoise's journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Be patient with yourself, be consistent with your practice, and you will reach your goal. Have a wonderful day, and if you enjoyed our story, please consider subscribing to our channel for more tales to help you learn and grow. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.